Welcome to Our Home, Your Holiday. I'm your host, Yentelu. Today we are at the Palm Island because we're visiting the flamingos. It fits very well with our first story. While I was doing a story on repeat visitors, I discovered a girl from Romania who was on her 97th trip as a solo traveler to Aruba. And the reason she selected Aruba was because of the flamingos. Let's learn more about globe-trotting the world on your own. Oana Mandan isn't a typical tourist. She is a solo traveler who has ventured close to 100 countries on her own. According to the visitor from Romania, flying solo when vacationing allows you to fully immerse into the destination and embrace everything that the location has to offer.
Yeah, I do solo traveling. I think it's the best way to interact with people and actually get to know the locals and the culture and what a country is about.
Oana works as a data analyst back home. In case you were wondering, she is not an influencer and finances all her trips. Usually when asking tourists what they like about Aruba, the answer varies from the weather to the beaches or even the people. But Oana said something quite surprising.
Yes, the best part is that Aruba has a great transportation system. I like using public transport. I feel very safe when I use public transport. And I've been using it here on the island, and I'm very pleased that it goes to the big famous beaches like Arashi.
Oana gives us a look into the ideal way to pack as a lone globetrotter.
I always travel very light with a backpack, and that's it. I think it saves time, a lot of time. You don't need to wait for your checked-in luggage. And everything fits in a backpack. It's even cheaper. You don't need to pay for the extra checked-in luggage. Well, if I'm all going on an island, I do take my snorkeling gear with me. It's a must. There are too many beautiful fish to look at. And then toiletries, but very small, 100 milliliters. That's what you need, really, for 1 week. And yeah, summer clothes. That's it. You don't need anything extra.
Another must-have as a solo traveler is a map. Oana has been on this quest for 7 years now. She says traveling with other people or in groups is a completely different experience. She prefers for her itinerary to be on her terms so she can maximize her time connecting with the destination.
When you go in groups, it's very hard, and it's a lot of compromising that you need to do. And if you really want to get the vibe and experience the true authentic things and what the country has to offer, yeah, you have to do things on your way.
There is a misconception that traveling solo gets lonely, but to Oana, it is quite the opposite. You get to choose when to be surrounded by people. On a beautiful day like today in Aruba, she decided to find peace and quiet on this beautiful spot on Eagle Beach. For anyone considering going on your next trip alone, Oana highly recommends it.
Yes, just go for it. I think the first step is the most difficult one, but then after your third, fourth trip, you'll start to understand and make your way around and know how things go and what to look for once you step into a new country.
Oana's been to the French Polynesia, somewhere near the North Pole, Barbados, Iceland, Hawaii, Mallorca, plus 91 other places on her own. I did check back in with her to make sure she got to see the flamingos while she visited Aruba, and she sure did. Let's turn over now and watch a remarkable piece of artwork get created right in front of your eyes that features important animals of the island. just saw happened within a span of 2.5 weeks from sunrise to sunset. Now let's hear from Armando, the artist, so he can tell us more about the amazing artwork.
We didn't just want to do a random mural. We wanted to create something special for the Aruban community and also the tourists. In this case, we're showcasing the wildlife of the island. We have 2 hummingbirds in Aruba. We have the red one and the green one. And to be specific, the red one's called the ruby topaz, and the green one is the blue-tailed emerald. And we also have the queen parrotfish, which is one of the very beautiful fishes that we have in the sea. And we also have the mangroves.
The drawing also captures the essence of the animals. In order to do that, research has to be conducted to accurately portray the birds and fish.
I love this part. This is the nice part of this hummingbird, the gold. When you see them in real life, it's like golden feathers. I've never seen any bird with so much gold. The males only have this, the females don't. I think it's for the mating tactics. But it's a very beautiful bird. The red hummingbird, by the way, is almost like a head bigger than the green one. And a fun fact is that from all the people I've interviewed so far, I would say, I've asked if they've seen this bird, about 80%, including the locals, even the older people, have never seen this bird. So that's also one of the reasons why I painted this one.
In addition to the elements he just mentioned, Armando also incorporated typical symbols on Aruban houses. Plus, an Instagrammable moment was worked into the concept.
So the idea behind this is to have an interactive effect for the mural. So it's actually a piece of cloth that you pull. You don't literally pull it, but you can pose like pulling it, and it reveals the mural, basically. So, yeah.
If you'd like to see the mural in person, there is a very specific time of day that you should go.
When it's around 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., the sun is right above us, and the light that shines through gives a very nice shimmering effect on the parrotfish, and then it'll kind of look like it's underwater. So it gives this nice, unique effect. It was randomly done. I was surprised when I was finished with the parrotfish, and I sat there and I suddenly saw the beautiful effect, and it was really it was nice.
Moving on, we are about to do something else from beginning to end, similar to the mural we just saw, but this time, it's food. Chef Jacobs, you are making croquettes for us today. Can you tell us some of the ingredients that's in croquettes?
Yes, we have onions, green pepper, yeah, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Why is that it?
Yeah, I don't give away everything, but...
Because it's a recipe. It's a good recipe, so you want to keep something for yourself.
Yeah, of course.
I get it. We understand that. All right, let's get to work.
In case you aren't familiar with croquettes, this is the snack we are making today. Crispy on the outside with a creamy filling. We won't get into the precise details of Ruben's croquette recipe, but vegetables are a must. Let's start there. When it comes to the peppers, there is something very important to note.
Yeah, the green peppers taste better for the croquette, so that's why we use always green pepper.
Any specific reason?
Most for the taste. I try one time with the other one, and it doesn't taste that good.
Green peppers are a must to make croquettes. A big pot on the stove is needed to cook up the ground beef. A good amount of time mixing and stirring takes place now. Then it's time to hit crush to blend up the veggies that Ruben chopped up earlier. Surprisingly, the croquette recipe calls for quite a bit of vegetables. Once the onions and peppers are all blended and good to go, it gets mixed in with the ground beef on the stovetop. While everything simmers and bubbles in the pot, let's learn about where we are today. The Jacobs family graciously opened up their beautiful home and great-sized kitchen, might I add, to us today so their son can walk us through how croquettes are made. It was also wonderful to see members of the family coming in and out of the kitchen with warm greetings and offering any kind of help to us. It certainly added to the already homey feel we were getting. The close Aruban family of 5 are no strangers to croquettes, and the popular snack was part of their upbringing.
Since I was a kid, we used to eat croquettes for breakfast or at the party. So yeah, it's something we always had.
Once the flour gets added into the ground beef and vegetable mixture, quite a bit of elbow grease is required to thicken the filling. Ruben says at least 5 to 10 minutes of non-stop churning over the stove top is needed. Croquettes are not Aruban. They are considered a snack that originated from the Netherlands. But due to the island having such a strong Dutch influence, the crispy snack has been basically adopted here as their own. And according to some, there's an Aruban version to the Dutch croquettes. According to Ruben, Aruba has put their own local spin to the croquette.
The Dutch version, they have croquette and bitterbal. It's the same, but the bitterbal is a round one, the croquette is the long one. And it tastes a little bit different, but it's almost the same. The Dutch one in the inside is a little bit liquid, and Aruba is like a little bit harder in the inside, but there's not much difference.
We've seen Ruben do many things in this kitchen today. He's chopped up the vegetables, so he did all the prep work, and then he put it in a blender, and then everything on the stove. This is, of course, the content of the croquette. The next step is deep frying it, and then tasting.
Heat vegetable oil to a very high temperature. Then the ready rolled croquettes with breadcrumbs are dropped in to be deep fried.
So I had said the last step in the croquette cooking process was to fry it, but that is actually not the official last step. Ruben, please show us the official,
mustard.
yes, the mustard.
Put some mustard and...
Perfect, so that is the condiment that pairs with the croquette. So I have a really nice story that you don't know about, Ruben, when it comes to croquettes. Of course, when I was a child, I lived here. After every ballet lesson, my mother would take me to a snack shop in Dakota, and we would get a snack, and they had a bunch of different stuff there. But after every ballet lesson, I looked forward to getting a croquette with my mom. It's time to taste. I'm really excited. It looks so good. The crunchy, and then the meaty, so good. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Mustard is optional, some prefer it and others don't, but enjoying croquettes with the yellow condiment is the most common way to consume it. Making a sandwich with a croquette is also a typical way to eat it.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to subscribe to YouTube at Our Home, Your Holiday for on-demand access to all our episodes as well as the individual stories. We are also on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook at Our Home, Your Holiday. Follow along for behind-the-scenes footage. We'll see you there.
Thank you to the Palm Island plus Miriam and her team for having us today so we can film with the flamingos.